Alright, good evening, guys. We're talking Mashankura again. Disclaimer: ngizokhuluma ngesiZulu or mixing ngesitswana nesipedi nesotho, because if ngikhuluma isingisi kuphela i-TikTok ne-YouTube izongiblocka. Yeah, because abafundi lamagama lawa angasiyo, so bazongiblocka. So isikikho here. South Africa in a population of approximately 64 million people, and then of which 45% of them they benefit from one type of grant or another. Yeah. Now let's break it down. RDP houses. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with RDP houses. It was a good transition from the apartheid era to the democracy. I don't have a problem with it. RDP houses. And then child support grant, the one that was introduced by Mr. Thabo Mbeki during the Thabo Mbeki era. Now, I relatively don't have a problem with it. That one, although thina abanye sakhula nje safunda kanzima without any kind of child support grant, but I don't have a problem much of it now. And then there's also a care dependency grant, Mzansi, and there's also a disability grant. Yeah, RAF is something else that is the topic for another day. Yeah, and then there's an old age grant, of which I don't have a problem with it. And then there's a war veterans grant. Now I don't have a problem with it. Now there's a social relief grant introduced by Ramaphosa, or COVID grant during the COVID times, the pandemic times. That one, I have a problem with it. I have a problem with it because imagine they're saying that we'll use these grants to introduce a sustainable form of income to overcome unemployment and poverty in the form of social relief grant. That one I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Check for instance, according to SASSA, the annual report for 2023 and 2024 financial year, they say that they pay the grants to 28 million of South Africans, 28 million of these 64 million. And unfortunately, the sad thing is that they pay those grants out of the expenses of only 7.4 million taxpayers. I understand. Now, ISASA, as per Stats SA, ISASA 80, they've got the budget allocation of 35.2 billion rands extended till the end of March 2026. Yalama grants lawa with social relief distress, which was initially 350, but manje say increased to 370. That rounds up to approximately 2.7 billion rands per month. Now what I'm saying is instead of paying this social relief grant, now I'm not against anyone or receive or what. This is my own opinions. Instead of paying lama 350 lawa or 370 rands, if Igavi can build a few schools, can build few schools of skills development centers in each province, for instance, of a short to intermediate duration, whereby there's free registration, there's no age restriction, and there's free tuition, whereby in these schools or centers people are being taught basic skills in the fields of computer skills, language proficiency, cooking skills, gardening and agriculture and fishery, and then mechanics and electricity, basic first aid and life support, business management and entrepreneurship, fine art and crafting, building, carpentry, music and knitwear. Yeah, so that when these people qualify from such education, those people can start their own business or businesses, and then the state itself can establish the state-owned entities, farms, the factories, and employ these graduates from those schools, and then all those graduates, they can use the skills acquired from such centers, and apply for formal employment in the public or in the private sector to curb the poverty, and then in that way is a form of some kind of a sustainable form of income for them, instead of relying on this 370 rand or 350 rand that they are getting per month. Because that money, check for instance, like I said, per Stats SA, budget allocation for 2020, or rather 35.2 billion rands of lama grants lawa with social relief distress, they've been allocated to budget extend until the end of March 2026. I understand. So that roughly comes to 2.7 billion rands per month of people receiving these social relief grants. So if they can use that money to build these schools, la khona abantu bazofunda these skills, is a former some kind of a long-term solution to this problem. Ramaphosa ati will use these grants to introduce a sustainable form of income to overcome unemployment and poverty. Because if 350 or 370, I mean, really, there's nothing much you can do, because we can see these people buy dakwa le mali, buy swipe ama-bottle store ngayo le mali, bayenzani and all that. So it's not sustainable. So instead, if these people have acquired such skills from such schools as build government, so at least bazothola some kind of a sustainable income for themselves, right? Now bengithi check for instance kuleyo mali leyo, just imagine only one financial year, 35.2 billion rands in only one financial year is a lot of money. I wonder how much has been spent in this COVID grants from 2020 up to now. Because if you can check for instance, to build one clinic, and it costs roughly about 1 to 2 million dollars to build one clinic. Yeah, that money could be used to increase the number of clinics out there, maybe build an extra clinic in each province or in each town or in each city, or increase the number of universities as already. Like for instance, to build one university, it costs approximately 10.3 billion rands. Like Mpumalanga University, for instance, it costs it's approximately 10.3 billion rands. And then Isol Black University, Kimberley, Northern Cape, it costs around 6.6 billion rands. I understand. And then basebenzisela mali to increase the number of hospitals that are there in the country. For instance, to build a regional hospital, hospitals like Zola Jabulani District Hospital, it costs approximately 1 billion in the whole infrastructure of building one hospital. And then to build a regional hospital is approximately 199 million rands. I understand. So this money, the 35.2 billion rands, each financial year is gonna add more to that. Is to exceed all these costs of building a university or hospitals and we can imagine that how much we're gonna lose as a country. At the same time, we say we don't have enough money. We don't have money to build to build universities. We don't have money to do what, but instead we are giving these people free money every month. And then according to SASSA gets about 80,000 new applications as a social relief distress grant every month. So you can imagine now what's going to happen. And the worst thing is people are so dependent on the social relief distress, such that umuntu, even if uthola i-RDP house for free, umuntu, because also dependent kuleyo mali leyo, umuntu can't even build or establish a simple garden, grow a spinach or a cabbage in his own yard, so that he can at least feed himself and feed his children. Instead, no, uhlezi kuri oyenze nthonana ebareng o phuthile matsogo o shebile banna ba service o leng there month end uyazi ukuthi uzothola le mali leyo ye-social relief distress ye-grant. Yeah, so not to me i-social relief the grant le eka Ramaphosa COVID, it does not make sense at all. Not to say that I'm a hater or anything, but if it was of me, I would suggest it maybe otherwise. Or if I was in the presidential advisory committee, they also suggest something like this. Should stop this grant perfectly. Build ama-schools whereby abantu bazofunda nantoni. So disclaimer, angekho mfundisi mna, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a pastor, I'm just a normal human being. Trying to motivate or to say it or to share my opinions about this thing. So it's Kiko signing out. Danko.